Take a good look at a sense of entitlement, what can do when you have wealth, okay? He's up to his head in legal trouble right now. He resigned from being a lawyer in September of 2021. He was put in jail in October of 2021. He was disbarred in January of 2023. He can never be a lawyer again, nowhere. He's in trouble for tax evasion of 9 years of collecting income that he never filed $14 million in, embezzlement, blue and white collar crimes, corruption, murder, insurance fraud, defrauding clients, theft of insurance payouts. That's just a little. He's also in trouble for potentially murdering his wife, 52, Maggie, and his son, Paul, 22. Also, he is going to jail for perjury. He lied on the stand recently in his case about where he was, and guess what? He potentially found out that Maggie was going to divorce him. So now everybody's dead. This story starts with him, Randolph, the third generation of the Murdaugh family that was a prominent family in South Carolina that became personal injury lawyers, and they became a ton of other lawyers that went with that firm. And his son, Alex, which real name is Richard, decided that he was going to kill his wife. This story starts back to 2015 with a young man by the name of Stephen Smith. His body was found 3 miles from his car, and he had ran out of gas, and his mother was always suspicious about his murder. Now, it was no debris from a car accident. It was no skid marks, but they ruled it as a hit and run in an accident. The authorities did in South Carolina, okay? His mother had heard rumors around that he may have, which is the Murdaughs may have been involved, but she didn't really want to believe it though. But SLED never mentioned why they had reopened the case to her son, even though they had marked it as a accident, okay? So she was on CNN, HBO, and things like that. And in the meantime of that, she thought maybe her son just got beat up because he was in the LGBTQ community. But for some reason, the authorities don't feel that way. He was only 19 and he was putting himself through school. Wow. Now we're jumping to 2018. In 2018, Miss Gloria Satterfield, which was a long-term nanny and a housekeeper for AlexMurdaugh and his family at their main home, she suffered some kind of fall down the stairs, and her injuries resulted to her passing away. Okay, here go the twister in the case. After she passed away, Alex proposed a deal to her son to tell him to let him sue himself so that they can get the insurance money for his mom. They offered him $100,000 apiece. The money came in June of 2021, and the sons didn't even know that he had policies on his mother for $4.2 million. So not only did he probably potentially have something to do with his maid murder, also he stole the money and lied to the kids in their face. Oh, it get better. That same year, he hired this guy named Curtis Smith, a 61-year-old truck driver that was disabled. And guess what this truck driver was helping him do? Money laundering and drug trafficking. Okay? So he asked him to, y'all ain't ready, to kill him. So he put a hit on his own self. The hit went effed up because he ended up not dying from the bullet in the head. Now, in that same scenario, going back now, we had 2019, his son had a boating accident up under the influence of alcohol that caused a young lady by the name of Mallory Beach to be deceased. She was found 5 miles from the crash site, and they didn't find her till 7 to 8 days later after the boating accident. His son Paul, that's now deceased, pled not guilty to all charges, but check this out. They was only charging him with causing death and great bodily harm, never murder. Now we jumping to 2021. He make a phone call after 10 p.m. from their 1,700-acre hunting lodge and say that he just found his son and wife deceased. Now, according to the court documents that's going on, his son was shot in the face.